Boom. Just like that, life as you know it has become a modern day version of the bubonic plague times. As of June 30th, 2020, there's been a total of over 2.6 million cases of the coronavirus in the United States and over 126,000 deaths. Over the next few minutes, I will be going over the economic impact of the coronavirus. According to Gary Pinkman, chairman of the Global Institute of Kinsey, the pandemic has highlighted the economic insecurity of millions, which basically what he's saying is, we all thought we were economically secure until, a novel virus comes out. So, how economically insecure has this virus made us? I guess we'll find out now. So to start off, the first topic is the stock market impact. As the cases of coronavirus begin to rise, the stock market began to plummet. So I believe that was a result of fear. Fear is a main impact in the stock market, and when people are afraid, they're more likely to sell, less likely to hold on to it because, like I said, they're afraid of what could happen next. So global markets have recovered, but until that second phase, which we're expecting of the coronavirus, is gone, the market will remain volatile, meaning it will still be a little unstable because we're still waiting for that second phase to kick in. Central banks have made efforts to combat the coronavirus, but what they ended up doing was the opposite of what they intended. It only gave people more fear, which brought the stock market down, as we know. Basically, this was the worst stock market crash since 1987, which is says a lot because it's saying that it was a worse stock market crash than in the 2008 recession. Basically, fear and the crash ultimately messed up the stock market. So while shelter-in-place orders were being enforced, many businesses were forced to let go of their employees, resulting in high levels of unemployment. This quote here is from the Pew Research Center. Unemployment rose higher in 3 months from COVID-19 than it did in 2 years during the Great Recession. To put that into numbers, 6.2 million people in the United States were unemployed in February of 2020, and that rose to 20.5 million people in May of 2020, which says a lot because it was a real shock to the economy. It kind of instantly stopped everything. And LinkedIn has also stated that U.S. hiring rates lowered by 40%. So you got, first you have the sudden stop of a lot of jobs. The shelter-in-place orders forced many people out of work, and on top of that, lower hiring rates just makes it even worse. So, not surprising that this has been one of the highest unemployment rates in the history of the United States, other than basically the Great Depression. And the third point that I'll be going over is the small businesses and how they were affected by the coronavirus. First off, the initial impact of the coronavirus really set them back, and reopening kind of will set them back too. The shelter-in-place orders and the lockdown was that initial bump, initial push, which led small businesses kind of down because they don't have people constantly coming in and out anymore. of they're getting less business on the daily, especially small businesses, because people tend to trust. People go to big businesses more because it's more convenient, more often than not cheaper. But yeah, small businesses suffered a lot from that initial impact. And even as they're reopening now, there are still social distancing measures which keep businesses at a smaller capacity than before, therefore bringing in less business. 1% of small businesses are now permanently closed due to the coronavirus, which doesn't seem like a lot, but imagine if you were one of the businesses in that 1% that failed because of this. Basically, the small businesses shut down, or a lot of the small businesses were impacted because of the initial impact of everything that happened with the sheltering in place and social distancing measures, and the reopening, which will take a while for them to recover what they lost. Finally, while I cannot cover everything that has gone on in the economy since the coronavirus has made its way into our lives, I did go over how it affected the stock market through bringing fear into people, how it affected the unemployment rate, raising it to the highest we've seen since the Great Depression, because of the instant impact of everyone not working and the hiring rates being lowered by 40%. And then finally, how small businesses were impacted through, everyone, first of all, everyone not being able to work. In Illinois, we were on lockdown for like 2 months. So a lot of less business going in and out of small businesses. And then now businesses are reopening, having to spend more money to make sure that they appear safe, to get hand sanitizing stations. They have to lower their capacities allowed in, and yeah.